Hello, my name is Kyle Williams, and as of September 28th of this year, I am the fastest known time holder for Half Dome. Uh, I ran it in 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 51 seconds. And I want to tell you about my relationship with Half Dome. Uh, I've been coming to Yosemite for 6 or 7 years with my family in the summer for a weekend, and every time I've hiked Half Dome. So I started when I was about 13, and just keep coming back. So in different years, I've run different portions or hiked different portions, just depending on what I was feeling like that day. And this year was a little bit different in that I decided to try to run the whole thing. I prepare differently for when I'm running more of it or when I'm hiking more of it. For hiking, it's essentially an all-day thing, no matter how fit you are. So if I was hiking faster, I would just spend more time having lunch on top of Half Dome. If I was with a slower pack, then less time having lunch. You still just try to get back before the sun goes down. Before my scheduled run, I applied for a permit, and I got it, which was lucky. And then I planned to run it on in the morning on that day. And I got there late because it was raining all night the night before, and it was cold. It's a little late in the season to be doing Half Dome at that point. So I didn't mind starting at 10 a.m. I warmed up for about a mile, and then I stripped down to my running shorts and my water bottle, and I took off. I had memorized most of the splits for the previous record holders, so I had an idea of the kind of pace that it would involve that I could check against as I was going up to see if I was close. And the conditions were pretty good. I was pretty consistently a couple minutes ahead of pace all the way up. And when I was in Little Yosemite Valley, it's a flat, sandy section, but it was a little bit more runnable because the rain had compacted the sand a certain amount. And so at the end of that, I saw a ranger, and because there had been recent fires in the high country, all hikes in that direction besides Half Dome were closed, including Clouds Rest and Tenaya Lake and all that. And so I called out to the ranger that I have a permit, and he asked if I was running it for time, and just asked for my name. This is all as I'm approaching him, and I gave him my name, and he said, "You're good." And so I didn't even have to stop, which was very nice. And I began charging in the next uphill section, got to the 2 mile to go sign, got to the subdome, and at this point it had been a little over an hour, and I hadn't eaten very much, and so I was getting a little bit dizzy. I brought with me some cliff shots, which are little things of sugar, basically, that runners and bikers use. And so at that point I decided, with the steepness of the trail and with my calorie deficit, that I should start eating and start hiking. So I hiked most of the subdome. I was hiking fast while I was eating and drinking. And when I got to the base of the cables, I took off my water bottle off my hand and charged up. And at that point, I was pretty tired, but there wasn't that much more to go, so I pushed through it. And when I got to the top of the cables, well, on my way up, actually, there were people that got out of my way without me asking, and they cheered me on, and that helped a lot. And when I got to the top of the cables, I continued up and to the right to what I'm pretty sure is the highest point where you can overlook the diving board. And I tagged that with my hand and with my foot, and turned around to head back down. It was very cloudy up there, so I couldn't see very far, and I'd been up there multiple times, so I didn't spend very much time up there for this particular trip. And when I went down, I was still going as fast as I could, even though I was about a minute ahead of how fast the previous record holder had made it to the top. And on my way down, the friction of the cables caused me to lose some skin on my hands, and I picked up my water bottle and I continued charging down. And everything was feeling great as far as energy and how tired I was and whatnot. And I continued down past the bathrooms at Nevada Falls, and that's when the granite steps begin for the mist trail. And a couple hundred yards down that, I was looking up briefly to see some hikers that were in front of me, and I took a spill. I hit my shoulder and I hit my head, and I popped right back up, and I was all right. It wasn't too much to clean up afterwards. I made it the rest of the way down without falling anymore. And when I got back to Happy Isles, which is where I started, right there where the asphalt begins, I hit my watch, and I was pretty happy with the time. And I went down to the river to soak my legs for a couple minutes while I waited for my friend to get back from her hike. And yeah, so I mean, overall, I was pretty happy with my effort. I think I can run it faster, considering that I only gave myself a couple months to train for this, and that I'm plan to continue to run and to improve. It's a very popular hike, but a surprising number of people go into the hike unprepared and don't enjoy it as much because of that. There are a number of ways to prepare as far as becoming physically fit and knowing the trail. And there's actually only one book that I know of that's written explicitly for this hike, written by my friend Rick, also called Mr. Half Dome. And in this book, there's information not just about the hike and how to prepare as far as food or toilet paper or water or choice of shoes or whatever, but there's also a lot about the geology and the history that makes the hike more enjoyable. I love Yosemite. I enjoy Half Dome as much as I enjoy some of the remote parts of the backcountry, and it's a hike and it's a run that I recommend to anybody thinking about it.